We're back and we're oh so close to the season starting. We got this week, and then we're going to do an overall season preview with a little bit of fantasy football notes in there for you. Not for me, trust me, we're bringing some people in. Have no fear. But we got our last place teams. I got the NFC, Sean's got the AFC. We got your usual culprits, your housekeepings. We got some true or false for you. So hit that subscribe button, share and like with your friends. It's Nickel and Dime. We're so close to kickoff,
Yes,
so close to these games meaning something because every game's
yes,
going to mean something.
yes. And we have said as such thus far, but like literally every game is going to mean something because every game it seems like at this point is must see TV. We don't know really who the bad teams are at this point. You can't really
We're
say,
just
but guess
guessing.
what? We're predicting who the
We're
bad
just
teams are going to
guessing.
be on this show. You're going to have to stay tuned. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Drew, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good. It was once I got into the last place teams, I'm doing the NFC this week. So once I got to the last four that we haven't talked about yet, I don't know where they're going to fall. Like they could all like win a weird amount of games, and then they all
Yeah,
could, not win any games. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't think there, at least from the AFC side, I don't think there are any teams who aren't going to win at least one game. Like nobody's
yeah,
going
no, the
over.
AFC is way stronger, way
Yeah,
stronger.
yeah,
The
yeah.
bottom dwellers in the NFC are going to have the top picks
Okay,
going into the draft. It is,
yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it. Okay, all right,
Because
all
we got
right.
some bad teams here, my dude,
Yeah,
and it's been
there's
confirmed through watching the preseason.
well preseason. I feel like preseason Drew this year is it seems like it's telling a lot. Or I mean, we don't know that yet, but it seems like it's going to be a good predictor of how teams are wrong. I mean, Buffalo looked strong.
But it's going to be hard to beat Buffalo this year.
To Kansas City also, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Patty
Pat
Mahomes.
Mahomes got that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, man.
He said, "Tyreek, who? What's up?
Little
Huh?"
dangerous. They looking a little dangerous. So
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know.
The elite of the AFC is going to be something to watch this year. No,
Yeah.
because they all play each other. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some dangerous games. It's some very or big games early. And they're also from teams who are probably going to see each other late in the season as well. You know what I mean? So like we talked about Kansas City's schedule. The Bengals also don't have that great of a schedule to start out with as well. And then like I think there's a couple of big AFC West matchups in the first couple of weeks of the season. So man, you talked about it, man. The AFC is strong. The AFC is strong.
I just love that it's like regular season games this year. We get Bills Rams, Bills Ravens, Bills Chiefs, Bills Packers,
Yeah.
like Bills Bengals. Like all those are non-conference games that we get.
And your one common thread was the Bills. So like their
I
schedule
was
is
looking at
nothing
their
to
schedule. Yeah, it was
yeah.
pretty. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing is and the Chiefs have just as hard of a schedule.
Yeah.
Um man, I we don't have to wait long, Drew. It's, I think what is the first actual day? Is it September 11th? No,
Eight,
or is it the
eight.
Thursday before?
It's
The
the
Thursday
eighth,
before. Yes. Yeah.
September 8th.
Yep. Yep. So that's the first full Sunday of games. I know because I looked ahead on the actual schedule,
You off?
and
You off week one?
I am not. I have
I'm
to
not.
work that weekend. Yes, I have to work that weekend. So I'm trying to lay some
Oh,
plans down, man. I'm trying to lay some plans this year. I want to have it off. I had to look. I was talking to one of the homies, and he was like, "Oh man, we was making plans like for that Sunday," and I was like, "Oh wait." Let me check the schedule where I'm gonna have to work. And
the
sure
joys of
enough,
the healthcare field, my dude.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah.
No weekends.
Nah.
All right, well, let's get into these housekeeping notes. Washington pulled their tight end Logan Thomas off the pup list. It's good news for Carson Wentz and company.
It is. It is. And you know how good Logan Thomas can be. The problem is he can't stay healthy for some stretch of games during the season. He is always out. So to start the season is great. I want to see him play 16 games. And I know it's such because he was my fantasy tight end last year and he put up numbers, but he can't consistently stay healthy. So, make sure you get a handcuff if you're drafting him.
Get that back up to the
Yep.
backup. Giants, Thibodeau left preseason game 2 with a knee injury. He is out 3 to 4 weeks with a strained MCL.
Yeah, they were talking about that, and it was apparently it was that Thaddeus Moss, Thad Moss, Randy Moss's kid that was on the hit, and they were debating about whether that hit was dirty or not. Talking about cut blocks in the tackle box, out of the tackle box, stuff like that. It was close, apparently, from the tape. But I'm glad that it wasn't more serious than it was. Like it looked bad. It
It
did
did
look
look
pretty
bad.
bad.
It
Yeah,
did look bad. Kate damaged those tree trunks, man. Come
yeah.
on. Brady, your boy Brady's back at practice.
Yeah, much ado about nothing.
Everyone
Apparently,
freaking out, man.
yeah. Apparently, Todd Bowles
Your
said
season's over.
that.
Brady's
Nah,
never coming back.
they was sounding the horns, man. I mean, like almost 4 alarm bells in some places, and it's all speculation. But apparently, Brady just went on a vacation, man. Like Todd Bowles said,
Bowles knew he's coming back, man.
he was good in the offense on the first day back. I just saw that on Pro Football Talk. So, I mean, all is well. I'm worried about the offensive line, so
Your
I'm
boy,
glad
you
that
do
Brady came
lose
back. Yeah,
guard Stinney,
yes,
the old
yeah.
dreaded ACL.
Little Stinney, make sure you get it right. Aaron Stinney was probably played his best ball, obviously winning that Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. In a fight right now, you know what I'm saying, for who was going to start in the left guard spot. Obviously, it's not going to be him. So Tampa Bay's got some challenges up front. I'm very curious to see how they respond. Tom Brady is not mobile. It could be a problem.
You
It
got a
could be a problem if they
magician
don't
in
get it
the
right.
front office. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
He
we'll see.
grows money, apparently.
Apparently, we're gonna need to see it again.
JJ Watt caught the COVID. He's going to miss a couple of
Ooh,
days of practice.
yeah, yeah.
Packers take Bakhtiari off the pup list. That's intriguing.
Packers get healthy at the right time.
Yeah.
How you what? So we talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago when Jenkins and there was another person that came off injury. I don't know we were talking about, but now they
Tanya.
get
Tanyan
Anya. That's
back
right.
and
That's
Watson's
right.
back.
Yep. So they getting healthy now to get back Tiari back. Drew, how you thinking that it's looking for the Packers, man, shaping up? Start the season.
Yeah. I mean, as planned, you know,
Yeah.
top three. That's all they got to get is top three, you know. Just got to run through their division and get top three. And then the
Yeah.
real fun begins. Then they got to score more than 10 points in a playoff game.
Ooh, from the top rope, did not see that coming. It was all complimentary. Like you were just building them up. You
Can't
were
make
just
them
building them up
can't
and
compliment them
just
too much.
sweep the leg.
Yeah.
This guy. Nah, but you're right though. You are right. Crazy thing about it is I do appreciate that they are getting healthy, but I feel like the problem is gonna be if Aaron Rodgers can't get right with all these weapons. I mean, like it's good that it's happening now while training camp's still going on though.
Look, man, he's got the boys in the ayahuasca tent. They're bonding as we speak.
Sounds good, man. I'm telling you. Hey, boys going on a journey, to say the least.
Talk about a journey. Ravens keep winning. 22nd straight preseason win dating back to 2016.
I don't know how they keep doing this, man. You know?
And then I love the opening part. Was so worried about Lamar. People said Lamar gained 25 pounds when in all actuality he's gained about 10 to 12. So like,
Well,
calm down.
why do people do that in sports? You know what I'm saying? You are 5'9", but on the stat sheet you are 6'2", and like when you get off the bus, like it's coming out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't hide it. You know
We
what I'm
see
saying?
you
So
without
yeah,
pads, like walking. Like
That's what I'm saying.
they make a point to show you
Right.
walking into the building. We know if you're not what you say you are.
And I like seeing Lamar. I like he looks bigger, but he don't look 25 pounds bigger. So I wouldn't have even guessed that. Like I didn't even know that was a
Also, if
thing.
you're worried about my man getting hurt, maybe it's good.
Yeah, that should be the protocol definitely at this point. I mean, he's a guy who looks like he can add some bulk to his frame.
And
You know?
that's what sucks about just the stupid speculation because you got nothing else to talk about. I mean, we're all guilty of it, but that was probably the goal. Like my man probably got with his nutritionist and his strength coach is like, I want to gain 10 pounds, and he did it, and we're like, yeah, my man gained like 40 pounds. You see him on the sideline? Like, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Probably looking a little yoked, you know what I'm
Like my
saying?
man was
Like,
eating. I think he was probably like eating an apple. Like they acted like he had like McDonald's like on the sideline, like shame eating.
oh man, like well, I know there's definitely some players who, I mean, they're all professional athletes, but like they can get away with like eating that stuff if they want to. And then like you see somebody like, I mean, like I guess I gotta say Tom Brady, for example, who's doing this at 45, clearly not eating that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like so there's
I
like,
want to know what my man eats on the daily basis.
I
Like
mean,
I'm intrigued at this point. Like I don't think I'd do it, but I'd like to see what he does.
yeah, there's so
A lot of salmon,
you,
a lot of chicken,
yeah, like it's probably stuff that's just not fun.
yeah,
Like just not fun stuff.
sweet
Probably tastes
potatoes,
pretty good.
broccoli.
Oh, I hate sweet potatoes, man.
I don't like
I
them either.
can't. I can't get them. Give me
Uh,
fries.
right, right.
Regular potatoes.
Uh, dude, this guy keeps popping up somehow. Raiders trade quarterback Nick Mullins to the Vikings for a conditional seventh round pick.
whenever I saw that today, I thought of you. I was like, damn, this man can't
Did
go
Kellen
away,
Mond did Kellen Mond suck that bad?
man.
They're like, we got to go get Mullins.
It has to be something. But what was weird enough is like they had joint practices all week, and then they trade for him after the joint practices. That was a
Like
little
what they
weird,
saw, I guess.
right? But then obviously, talking about Kellen Mond, he clearly there has to be something there if they're not saying it publicly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I get better, man.
get better, bro. Raiders are set to cut Kenyon Drake for cap purposes.
Ooh,
That's
somebody
someone go get a nice running back out of
is
that.
going to get a nice running back out of that. Yeah, I
Hey, maybe the
wonder what
Browns will pick him
he's.
up so they can set Kareem Hunt free.
What that would be such a domino effect because that's like you're getting a running back to let another one go. So then where does Kareem Hunt go? You know what I'm saying? That would be an interesting domino effect. I
Oakland
wonder.
or Las Vegas.
It could be. Yeah.
Complete the
Somehow.
cycle.
Yeah. Uh, I wonder, like, who are you talking about? Kenyon Drake. Like, I wonder what kind of money he's going to command if they're going to cut him. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
I mean,
Like,
at
so
this point,
that
you're a
might be,
backup or a third string rotational guy. Unless
yeah,
someone gets hurt.
yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
that would be something to watch is who gets hurt in camp this last preseason. Like no one's going to play their players in preseason 3, but who has a non-contact injury in camp? You know.
yeah, yeah, or an injury earlier in the season too. So I mean,
Yeah,
if
because I
he's
mean
if he's
he could
available,
sit a couple weeks out.
he'll
What
get
was that?
picked up. I'm
Yeah.
not
Oh,
worried
no
about that.
doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. Someone will grab him just to stash. Uh, this is a fun story tying in with the Raiders. Word is Dana White's bragging about how he facilitated a deal that would have brought Brady and Gronk to the Raiders in 2020, but Gruden said no, thank you.
I mean, I've seen it said that John Gruden got Tampa Bay its 2 Super Bowls. If there is any truth to that, which I don't know. Of course, you won't get it out of time until 20 years from now. Gronk, I saw one quote that said like that he said that that's true, but I didn't have the context right.
Yeah,
So, but he was on his broadcast. Like I don't know what was said, blah blah blah, whatever. If Gruden denied that, then like I really it's kind of hard to believe, bro, because everybody knows that John Gruden loves old quarterbacks, and Tom Brady is the oldest of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a hard time really feeling like that straight up. And like, if Derek Carr was that mf'er, then
yeah,
Derek
because
Carr should
that's
have the biggest chip on his shoulder. You feel me?
that is very intriguing because goes against reports of him and Carr not getting along.
There might be something to be said for that. And
That's
like,
I hope it all comes out at some point.
oh yeah,
Maybe we
yeah.
need some more emails to be released.
Well, and good on Derek Carr though, because like the consummate professional, like my man's been a stonewall.
Yeah,
Like there's
and he got
been
paid finally, right?
he did.
Yeah,
I believe a little bit, but like he got paid before. But also, like if there was rumors of like mistrust with him and Gruden, like there has been, he like you really hadn't. He's been tight lipped about it. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of below the
he has
surface,
not
even though they've
said
been out there.
anything. Yeah, good
Yeah,
for him. He never took. And he even had a chance to take a couple shots after him after he got fired, and he didn't. So
true.
good on
Yeah,
him.
yep.
Good on him. Our last housekeeping note. I know it's your favorite player in the entire world, Sean. Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas dealing with a lingering hamstring issue.
Oh man. So it's happening everywhere. It's happening like if it's gonna happen to us, like we were dealing with our hamstring issues, can't say that I'm not glad that it's at least happening in New Orleans with their wide receiver core too. Just a little
Yeah,
bit of home cooking
yeah.
right there. But
Is that just getting
um
back into it? You know,
yeah, yeah, it just
getting.
seems to happen. I don't know like how they prevent it because it seems to
It
run rampant,
happens every
especially in
year.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, especially
Happens
in Tampa
every
Bay.
year. All right, I got a couple true or false for you. Fun segment we did last season, bringing it back.
All right, let's do it.
First, true or false? Daniel Jones will be the New York Giants starter come Week 18.
Mm, mm, man. I gotta go. I gotta go false. I gotta go false on that one. Tyrod's presence is too strong. There's a lot
Can
of
Tyrod be healthy?
well,
What if
I
he gets
think
benched
by
for
week
Tyrod
18,
and then he gets, a needle stuck in his lungs by accident or something?
man, hopefully never again. Never again. Nah, man. I'm saying so like Tyrod, I think at least you saying week 18, I definitely think that there's a chance, but I would probably put it at 55-45. Daniel
Okay.
Jones is
Yeah.
so like I gotta really go false. Like that is not an absolute truth
No, you're right.
at all.
You're
At
right.
all.
You're right. Maybe this is the year old Webb gets his chance.
That is not happening. Like Brian Dayball would like they probably make a trade or something like that. But nah,
Well, the usual suspects will be available. The Josh Rosen's, it looks like Dobbs is one the backup in Cleveland, and
you
then
think
Dobbs will be available once Watson comes around.
yeah. And then I mean there's always Nick Mullins getting traded again. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's
maybe in
old
season for
Teddy.
the trade deadline.
There's old
Yeah.
Teddy in Miami. So a
Yep.
lot of
Hey,
Jimmy G
Teddy
still
might
hadn't gone anywhere.
Teddy might be expendable. Apparently, Skylar Thompson had another good game. You know what I'm saying?
See, develop the young bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Jimmy G still hadn't gone to a team. I still think the Giants should just take a chance on him and see what happens.
That might not be a bad idea though.
Without giving up too much.
No, but I think like at this point, if they like I don't know if there's talk of them cutting Jimmy. You know what I'm
If they
saying? You know what
cut
I'm
him,
saying? But like
definitely
if
snag
that's
him
what,
up
right,
tomorrow.
yeah. But like I honestly like if it but at that point, what is it gonna take, Drew? Like at that point, people can be had for
Sixth round,
a sixth,
fifth,
fifth round pick.
fifth.
So get that pickup. I mean, like, I don't know that Daniel Jones can do what Jimmy can do, but we even though we know what Jimmy can do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I think Jimmy could run that offense. I don't know what Dayball thinks of him, you
that's a very
know.
good question.
So that's gonna be the kicker.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
All right, got one more true or false for you.
All right.
True or false? Lamar Jackson will be in the top 3 highest paid quarterbacks before the season starts.
I'll say yes because apparently they were talking about well he's not negotiating during the season.
So you want
So
to
I'll
get it
say
done.
true. Yeah, so he wants to get it done. I don't think they want to wait until after the
He
year.
got
Plus,
17 days, Baltimore.
oh yeah, even if it comes down to the like to the witching hour, you know what I'm saying? Like even if it
Yeah.
comes to that, I think they get it done. And they were talking about today how they at least offered him Kyler money and he turned that down. So he wants maybe a little bit more
He
than
wants
that.
Rodgers
Just
money.
like as I don't know what he I don't know, but that's what they were talking about this morning
I mean, does he
on like
deserve? He
most of
kind of
the
deserves it, right?
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So if Kyler's getting Kyler money, what should Lamar Jackson get? More than Kyler money because Lamar Jackson's more than Kyler. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, what if he is
So
the highest paid?
uh, that would be based on potential. I would have to. I mean, but it wouldn't be out of the question. Like, would you make him the highest paid? You think?
I mean, that whole team is tailored toward him. If he walks, where do you go?
That'd be crazy. Can you imagine just Lamar just being like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm out. I'm gonna go to
Trade
another team,"
me.
and that whole building would crumble. You know?
Mm, 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 mm. I mean, maybe it's Tyler Huntley. No? All right. All right. We got some more Suds' shout outs for you. So, who you shouting out first off this week?
Man, I honestly I don't think you could have teed it up better yourself. Like I gotta shout out Tyler Huntley, man. I gotta shout out Tyler Huntley. The Ravens looked very good and they continue to look very good because of their depth. And Tyler Huntley is just able to run that offense flawlessly. Like they like their depth pieces are showing up, but obviously they're playing against twos and threes by the time he comes in the game. But like it's just a seamless transition. He Tyler Huntley continues to ball out because he's done that in the regular season against the starters.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like of course he's going to do that against the backups, and you love to see it. Like I'm very curious, Drew, as I think you are, to see what his story goes, man. Like this Tyler Huntley story, man. So I got to shout him out.
I love it, man. He keeps developing. You got to think a team takes a chance on him at some point.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely got to say, shout out also the Arizona Cardinals for rocking them new helmets. I thought that
Those
was
were dope.
coming
Those will look
in
good. Those
the
look good.
regular season, man. And then so I'm watching the highlights, and my guy told me about them. So I was like, oh, I didn't think that they were debuting those early in the season. I thought it was going to be a regular thing. So shout out to them for getting ahead of the curve and getting that merchandise on the shelves right now. You know what
How
I'm
many of
saying?
those little
$3
mini
million.
replicas went out the door? You know?
That's what I'm saying. And they were very visually stunning. Like you could see the shine from the broadcast camera back there. So like the helmets popped. They popped. You know
Got a
what I
little
mean?
red flake in there.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I
All
loved
right.
it.
Got any more shout outs you want to hit up?
Not necessarily. Not
Okay.
not necessarily this
I
week.
got
I mean, I'm sure
I got
something
one
got
for you. I got one shout out for you. And it's just
what you
Kenny
got.
Pickett. My man took advantage of every opportunity and just his attitude. He is smiling from ear to ear. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm a football player. That's what he said. I'll play when they tell me to play. I'll play with who they tell me to play with. I'm a football player.
My man, he seems like a Pittsburgh Steeler. Does that
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
he is
That's their quarterback for the next 17 years.
I can see it. I can see it. And I just we told I think we talked about this last week in one of the questions that we were asking. It's like, I mean, this dude is really endearing himself to the Pittsburgh
Oh,
community.
they love him.
He's playing well. So like does that kind of speed up the process? And like I think we have to come back to the table on that again, like if he continues to play like this.
I think Trubisky is one strike and you're out.
You think the rope has gotten shorter, so to speak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like even if Tomlin will never admit it because he's just a genius.
Yeah.
He, he'll pull Trubisky and put Pickett in there in a heartbeat. And that if it's at home, that stadium will erupt.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, if it's happening like that, I mean, hopefully it don't happen
And
on
I'm
the home.
pulling for Trubisky.
That's what I'm saying. Because if it happens to Trubisky on the home turf, that
Where
might
do you
ruin
go
that
from
man.
there? Yeah, where do you go
Yeah,
from there? Go
might
back to
ruin him.
Chicago once they ruin Fields?
Nah, that would never
All
happen.
right, got a fun segment for you here called Give Me Three. So, Shawn, give me three players that are
Okay.
set for a breakout year.
All right, man. So listen, three breakout players, three breakout candidates for the 2022 season. So my first one, this player they actually just invested a lot of money into, and this team also lost another player who was expected to contribute a couple years ago, but it hadn't quite worked
Ooh,
out. So now I think it elevates this player,
I'm excited.
and he was getting a little he was getting a little aggressive and attacking at the end of the season. It's David Njoku, man. It's David
Ooh,
Njoku. I
okay.
think he's primed for a breakout. Um, there's going to be a lot more opportunities there. Aside from Amari Cooper, I know they have Donovan Peoples Jones, but and we'll talk about this a little bit later. I think a lot of those balls are going to go to David Njoku's way. You know what I'm saying? When they're not running the ball, which they should still be a rushing team. I don't know what they're going to do with Jacoby Brissett, but yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later, man. David Njoku
Okay.
got him prompt for a breakout.
All right.
All right, so number two, moving right along into it, this player has been showcasing himself since the end of last season as well, and in this preseason, and with a team that doesn't have a lot of star playmakers, I think this dude could be on the scene come the end of the year. It is Josh Uche,
Ooh.
the outside linebacker, edge linebacker for the Pats. Dude's been on a tear. Dude has been on a
He
tear.
looks like he seems like he plays like a patriot.
Yeah, and uh, basically he is becoming what people thought he was going to be because he was like an underrated guy coming out, but he had a lot of potential. And now, like it's what you thought it was going to be. He got up there in New England, got under Bill Belichick, got under Matt Patricia, and now he's starting to showcase that. Him and Matt Judon, I like it. I like it,
It's a
especially if he
dangerous
continues
pair.
to. Yeah, yeah. So, my number three is another defender. And this dude, we were pretty high on coming out in the draft. Nothing but a lot of opportunity for this guy. He might not need an introduction come next year. I'm talking about Quiddy Pay,
Quiddy.
baby, edge for the Indianapolis Colts.
Quiddy.
They should be good. And I almost went with another player here, but like for the same reason. Like they should be good. They should be very intriguing at least. So they should be on TV a lot, and therefore he should be able to showcase, maybe become a household name after that. So
Got Buckner on the other side of him too. Not too shabby.
yes, yes. So I got a fourth one though.
Ooh,
I
snuck
sneak
one
it
in
in
on me.
there.
Okay, okay. All right.
We are the Pirates of ECU. It is Zay Jones,
Zay.
wide receiver for who did he go to? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, I was about to
Yeah.
say for the Raiders, but he is not with the Raiders anymore. And that's the reason why I think he's prone for a breakout because a lot of people are expecting a breakout from Trevor Lawrence and who should benefit that, but a guy who they paid a lot of money to and should have a lot of opportunities for a
Yeah.
team that should be at least, a little saucy when in this couple of games, maybe they shouldn't being in the mix here or there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Zay Jones is a guy who I expect to really be kind of a known, and you kind of like he was kind of inconsistent, when he came into the league, and then like
He
you know
showed
he's
up.
he's been showing up more and more, especially once he got to the Raiders, which earned him this contract. So I think it continued. And this is another thing, which I guess a little background. I say like we are ECU Pirates, me and Drew are. So we saw Zay do this in college. We knew the kind of receiver he was coming out. And now he's really starting to show what we saw in Greenville all those Saturdays. So
Who was
it's
that
good to see.
quarterback that came out not that was showed a little potential, but he didn't make it too far?
The last one was Kurt Banker, I think.
Is it
I think he might still be in the
Hardy?
league though.
Hardy? No, no, that was a wide receiver, Justin Hardy. Who
Yeah,
played?
Justin
Who was the
Hart.
quarterback when Justin Hardy was there?
I want to say I can't even remember dude's
Because that
name.
dude
I
was
can't.
pretty good too.
Maybe it's like Patrick something or other. I
Yeah,
don't know, but either way,
I don't know. Okay, all right, all right. Well, let's get into these teams. We got four left in the AFC. We got four left in the NFC. Since our season is on the horizon, we're just going to knock out the rest of these team previews for you, so we
yes,
can
yeah,
focus on the season as a whole on our final preview show next week. So, Shawn, number 13 in the AFC. Who you got?
All right, Drew. Team number 13 is going to be the fall stops here. It's the Cleveland Browns, man. It is the Cleveland Browns.
There we go.
Uh, they are here. They would be a lot higher if their quarterback was not going to serve an 11-game suspension for all things that we all know that he did. We don't need to go into it here because we're talking about the team. So the running game is still good, man. Jacoby Brissett is a capable quarterback. Um, I like I want more. I like the offense like as a whole, but I want more from the receiving game. Like I don't know. I know Amari Cooper can give you what he can give you, but I also want to see him stay healthy for 17 games, not have any issues there. Aside from that, man, like I know Donovan Peoples Jones has. We talked about it earlier, but like he has some ability. He's a guy that is going to have a lot of opportunity, but I don't know that I can count on that at this point. You know what I mean? So offensive line is stout. I know Jacoby Brissett is going to have time, and this defense is also very good. Like they have Taven Bryan there starting. Like maybe he's gotten a little bit better. Like since coming out of Florida and switching teams, kind of a journeyman. But they also drafted Perry Arm Winfrey. And the secondary is very good. Like Jared White, Owusu Koromoa is also a guy that we love. So he's got a lot. They don't really have a lot of depth other than in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? They've injected
You got a lot of players in the
a lot of
secondary,
picks. Yeah, a lot of
which they
picks
might
there.
could
So
trade if they need some things later on.
that is very true and something that I did not think about. I did not think about, but the so I like their team. Just the suspension is
That's
is is the
huge.
big kicker
It's
here.
huge
Is the big kicker here.
because we
And
all we
that
thought Brissett was going to be uh, a savior of sorts if Miami needed him, and same in Indy,
yeah,
and he just didn't show what I needed to see to be like, nah, the Browns are okay.
yeah, yeah. And you're right, Drew, because he definitely had that opportunity in Indy until like it just didn't happen for him. Like, and he's had it multiple places. You're right, and he's a guy who can win a couple of games. And I guess getting back to the Browns and their schedule, man, like they don't have that hard of a schedule coming out of the gate. Like, I mean, they got Carolina and New York as the first two games, so like those are winnable games for them. And then Pittsburgh, like we know we talked about Pickett, and God, the other guy's name is escaping me. The actual starter, because I'm so high on Kenny Pickett right now.
Trubisky.
That's right, Mr. Biscuit, Trubisky. But that's what I'm saying. Like they got Carolina, New York, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta first four games. Like if they had Watson, they would easily be the favorite in all four of those
Yeah.
games. You know what I mean? So I think those are definitely winnable, but I don't know. I still say like looking at their schedule, they play some winnable games, man. They play Pittsburgh, obviously play Pittsburgh twice. They got Washington at the end of the year. They got Houston in there. And of course the first four games like we talked about. So I could definitely see them probably getting 5 to 6 wins. You know what I'm saying? Probably 5 to 6 wins.
Yeah. Because do you think they have? How tough is it going to be? With Do you think Watson steps in and they start winning games, or do you think it's going to be tough for them to build up a little chemistry? You think they stumble even with him being back?
No, I like honestly, I think because it's basically the world against Deshaun Watson right now. If and I don't know that his psyche is like this, but if I can only imagine that like he is going to want to prove it that he still has it on the football field, and I think he'll be locked in. You know what I'm saying? All throughout, like for whatever he can do, so that way when he comes back, he hits the ground running and shows everybody what he can do. I just don't know if that's what's going to actually happen. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. All right, number 13 in the NFC.
You got it.
I reordered them a little bit when I got into the thick of things. Not gonna lie.
Ooh.
Number 13, it's the New York Giants. This
Okay.
defense saved me a little bit with me
Okay.
being upset at them because they got Martinez back. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Good player.
Tackling machine.
Right.
To find out Thibodeau's only going to miss 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like season saver on this
Yeah.
defense. And then Joe, I really hope Tyrod gets some chances. it's fun to joke about and fun to play around, but I truly hope he gets some chances because I think him and Barkley and God, can someone please find Kenny Galladay? What
Oh
happened to
man,
Kenny Galladay?
send the searchlight out for that dude, bro.
Was it just a
Send.
Detroit thing? He could only play in Detroit.
I mean, Detroit is a workmanlike city, and his play was very workmanlike before he got to the Giants, and he got paid. I mean, you hate to see cautionary tales in this day and age after you get paid, but I guess it happens all the time. Man.
It
So,
definitely didn't hurt other wide receivers getting paid though, so that's good.
and they've been getting paid.
Yeah. But I mean, Tony, the little Swiss Army knife.
Kadarius Tony, yeah,
Yeah. So I think out of the bottom teams, I think they have the most weapons. It just is who's going to be throwing to him. Jones, I don't
yep,
have much confidence in, but he
right,
still can pull
right,
off a
right.
couple wins because we're talking about all these teams are going to be in the 2 to 5, 6 maybe
Mm,
wins.
right.
I don't think any of these teams are bad enough to maybe go over. Hopefully not, but not going to win a lot of
there's
games.
right there's some possibilities. Like if
Yeah,
things go bad, there's possibility. Yeah,
but the Giants they got to play the not not only do they have the NFC East that is going to be just a cluster like it always is anyway. They got to play
right.
the Titans, the Packers, the Ravens, the Lions, the Colts. I got them winning 3 to 4 games.
Mm. That hurts, man. Anytime a big market
Yeah.
team like that wins that little games, like that's never good. That's never good. So, but I really do believe in their coaching, though. Like I
Yeah.
do believe in their
And
coaching
Matt
at this
Breida
point. So we'll see.
backing up Barkley in case he gets hurt is
Great one-two
huge.
punch. That's a
Yeah.
great one-two punch. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. All right.
that's why I had him lower, but I moved him up after I got into all this. So
All right. So that leads us into the 14th ranked team. And this we talked about, like, I think the one of the common things throughout our offseason preview has been varying levels of wins. And this team has got it. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars, my 14th team. Um
look at
I
them moving on up.
bro, they have a lot to like on their team, man. They have a lot to like. I really think with more at least competent, like just competent coaching, Trevor Lawrence will be better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm saying.
Why was he
That's
so
all.
bad?
I don't know. Like, how do you win that many national championships in
At
college?
least Saban won a couple of games.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think since you're right. Oh, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right.
Come
Golly,
in and
still,
just be a
right?
disgrace.
Just wrecked. He just wrecked it, man. He just
Disgrace.
wrecked it. Yes, but either way, Travis Etienne has looked very good. Right, he's looked very
Protect
good.
that man.
We
Don't let
talked
him
about
play
it
anymore.
earlier. Zay Jones, I think Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. These are two players who Christian Kirk has always had a lot of ability, but just kind of like got washed away in Arizona,
He
right?
got
And
lost
then
in the shuffle
exactly,
and
Evan
still
Ingram.
shined at times.
Evan Ingram has the chance to really kind of resurrect his career and be the tight end that they want him to be. But I feel like that we say that every year about Evan Ingram. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
I want to see if the offensive line can protect, then this team has a lot of chance to put some numbers up if they can get their offense going the way they're going, or what they want to do, especially with Doug Peterson at the helm. Um, the defense, I'm not very high on defensive line. I'm not very high aside from Josh Allen and maybe Devin Lloyd. And we'll see what Trevin Walker can do. You know what I'm saying? Like he's looked pretty good. And Andre Cisco is starting to play like the people that thought he was going to when he was going to come out. Like he was a very underrated player. He was probably arguably one of the top safeties in the later rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like had a
Yeah.
lot of ability. So he's starting to play like it. I just you know what I'm saying? So like I like what they're doing. I don't know how it shakes out. They I don't think they're going to be favored in a lot of their games. Like I mean
No.
it's Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
Like
But I
Jacksonville.
I don't know if it's because they came into the league at the same time as the Panthers. I've always had a little soft spot for the Jaguars. I
I
like
mean
when
cuz
the
y'all
Jaguars
yeah.
are better.
y'all are twins. That's what
Yeah.
y'all basically are. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just happen to get all the good genes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at times.
Right. Right. Yeah, I guess,
Yeah, but
swallowed
no, I
all
hear
those
you.
good genes
Yeah,
up. Nah,
but it
but
was
I
so
mean,
crazy that both the second year both of us were in the league, we went to the playoffs. So
yeah,
like we
that
have
was
had
yeah,
mirrors of
that
that.
was a very interesting couple seasons to see. And that Jacksonville team was one of the best that they've had in franchise history.
Yeah,
So that's saying something too
yeah.
back in the 90s. Uh
96,
but
97.
I guess getting back to the schedule, man, they play a varying level. So I think they could sneak some teams, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to be favored.
No,
Washington and Indianapolis out the gate. I mean, Houston is in their division, so
they could
that's
catch. They could catch
that's what I'm
Washington though.
saying. Like that is arguably where they should at least be a wash in two of their games. So like
Yeah,
maybe count those as two wins. I don't know how Houston
yeah,
gets down, but we'll see. So I don't know,
yeah.
man. I'm very curious. Very
Okay.
curious to see how they do.
All right. Number 14 in the NFC, I got the Atlanta Falcons.
There they are.
They got some
There they are.
promise. Like I think
Okay.
they're a couple of years away. Keep
Right.
drafting the way they do. Who knows? Got the Mariota Desmond Ritter situation because Desmond's looked pretty good. We keep talking about we give all the love to Kenny Pickett, but Ritter's looked pretty. He's playing tonight. We're recording on Monday night this week, so we'll see how he does
Yeah, that's
tonight.
right.
But Drake London at wide receiver, Kyle Pitts. I'm not worried about the skill positions. I'm a little worried about
Yeah.
the running backs. Cordell, we'll see
Yes.
Patterson. He's
Yeah.
going to be the featured. Is he going to be the featured
I
back?
mean, like, I honestly think, like, while I agree, I'm worried about a position, but like, he showed that he can shoulder the load.
But I think half of it was not knowing where in the world he was going to be on the field.
It's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I can see that. That's fair.
So someone's got to eat up some carries in Atlanta too. So and then their defense, they got Evans and Carter at linebacker. They got AJ Terrell at cornerback, but that's really the only people I recognize. I'm not gonna
AJ
lie to you.
Terrell, like AJ Terrell's a dog, though. I'm curious to see. They we have to keep one eye on them, right? Because they're in our division. So I
And they
always
always
tend
beat
to
us. They always beat us.
yeah, those games weirdly enough are dog fights all the time. But like keeping one eye on them, right? Like I am very curious to see how their season shakes out. I always wind up watching the NFC South teams that they're on, you know what I'm saying, just to like keep an eye on the competition, see how they are. So with this Mariota team, they're at least intriguing.
We're through the first quarter and it's 10-0 Falcons. Mariota 6 for 10 for 132 yards and a touch that he threw to Zacchaeus.
I don't even know. Like, yeah, I think his first name starts with an I, but his last name is Zacchaeus. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Might
Look at
be
me
like.
getting a name right. So we'll see, man. I think they got some great young pieces.
Mhm.
I would be hyped if I had London and Pitts.
Yeah, and they need to keep adding though. They need to keep adding there.
Indeed.
And yeah, but that's why I love the draft so much. Is you if you hit it right, and weirdly enough, I feel like teams have done this in the last couple of years, but they've hit a draft right where they're getting 3 and 4 picks that are
Yeah.
contributing to starting players, if not stars.
They start off with Saints, Rams, Seahawks, Browns, Bucks, Niners, Bengals. They play the Chargers. They play the
Yeah,
Steelers. They play the Ravens, the
yeah.
Cardinals. So
It
I
sounds
got
like
them.
they.
I got 2 to 3 wins.
Yeah, I'm about to say it sounds like a lot of L's.
I unfortunately think they beat us one time because they always
Sound
do.
like a lot of
I
L's.
think they
Yeah,
get past the Bears. They might sneak the Commanders.
yeah,
Seattle, maybe. I don't know. Mm.
yeah, man. Ugh. Man. All right, so that leads us into my 15th
15.
team,
Yes, sir.
and I got the New York Jets. Got
Jets.
the New
Jets.
York Jets.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay. Now I just realized who you had last.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's only one team left after
Yeah.
this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, Zach Wilson, mother loving Zach Wilson, literally. is injured now, but it's
Yeah.
not as bad as they thought it was going to be. Joe Flacco season
Flacco.
starting here. Um, but no, like Brees Hall, Michael Carter as a running back. I like
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
a good 1-2 punch. The Jets have a lot of players who they have a lot of ability, a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? A lot of young talent on this team, which I like. There's some veterans mixed in, like Dwayne Brown at left tackle. Like they put some um, you know, resources into the offensive line. They draft Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis. Obviously, like I feel like he's looked like a lot more consistent since he's left Tennessee. Put it that way.
Yeah. Very
You know what I
true.
mean?
Very true.
So Elijah Moore, another chance. Like he's kind of another breakout candidate. So like their
I
receiver, and
I
then they
love
also have
Barrios,
Denzel
man.
Mims. Yeah,
I love
Braxton Berrios.
Barrios.
Like their receiver core, if the quarterback can just deliver him the ball, the skill positions like you just alluded to, I'm not worried about. Like I'm not worried about. They have something there.
Oh,
CJ
I didn't know
Uzama
that.
coming over from
I didn't know
the
Tevin
Bengals.
Coleman was their third too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So with the
Okay.
offensive line, the defense, Carl Lawson coming back, not off injured. Sheldon Rankins is backing up Quentin Williams, who's also looked a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? The defensive line, that defensive line room, you know what I'm saying? Pretty stout there. Uh, I want to see how Sauce Gardner comes along. They bring Jordan Whitehead, Super Bowl champion Jordan Whitehead over from the Bucks. Jordan Whitehead is arguably the best run stopping safety in the league. Okay, so I'm not worried about what they may be able to do on a. This is a team. I'm talking myself into it now, but like this is a team who can really shock some people. Like I will say this though, Drew. I'm I am not with this team. I'm very curious to see what Salah does this season. I wish he had Zach Wilson so there would be absolutely no excuses, but
Not gonna be gone that long. Yeah.
I want to see a little bit more from like if he has some pieces in place, win some games, man. Win
Yeah.
some games. You know
He
what I
has
mean?
to. The seat
Exactly.
starts getting hotter,
That's
no
what I
matter
mean.
what kind of
Yep.
coordinator you were.
Exactly. Exactly. So again, looking at the schedule, you know, they're not going to be favored in a lot of games, but starting off, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh, and Miami, and Green Bay, and Denver, and New England, and Buffalo.
God.
And then they get a bye.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So, ooh, yeah. I mean,
We'll see how
they
scrappy they can be.
we will, we will. And that, how fun would it be if they pull out some wins against those teams, though?
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
I can see Pat's Nation losing
every
their mind.
every week is going to be must see TV because the storylines will tell
They're
you,
so
like,
good.
oh,
They're
they're
so
so
good.
juicy.
They're
And
so good.
but also on they also have like they play Chicago and Minnesota, Detroit, and Seattle and Jacksonville in the back half. So that back half,
Get
especially if
some
they're
wins.
able to pull out, it could
Get
be a
some
saucy
wins.
team. New
Yeah.
York, it sounded like because both the Jets and Giants showed up in this episode that the New York Jets might be the team to watch in New York right now.
Yeah. Good. They deserve it. All right, number 15 in the NFC. I have the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Their skill
All right.
position players are still there. They got Noah Fant in that Russell Wilson trade. That's pretty big. It's good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Will Disley's not a bad backup tight end. Lockett Metcalf still there. 1-2 punch. I'm really intrigued with Kenneth Walker the third. I want to see him run the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, he was arguably the like one of the best running backs to come out. So
Yeah.
running backs in Seattle tend to go together. I'm very curious. Continue.
Where'd he go? Memphis? Is he another Memphis running back?
Nah,
Doesn't he have a Memphis running back
he was
name?
Michigan State. He was Michigan State, but Wake
Okay.
Forest let him go. Like he
Oh, that's
transferred out of Wake
stupid.
Forest. Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. But they got Geno Smith, who did not look that great in the preseason so far. Drew Lock still not back. You know how I feel about Jacob Eason. I think he should be the starter. To be
Yo,
honest with you,
man, I should have shouted him out, but Jacob Eason, like, he was throwing some darts.
and that's what he does.
He
He
was
just
throwing
never
some
has been
darts.
really given a fair chance. He had a
Yeah.
couple cleanup games in Indy when everyone was hurt. But
Yeah. Damn, yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yo, shout out
yeah,
Jacob Eason, man.
so
Shout out
third
Jacob
string
Eason.
right now. We can see if he moves up if the other two stumble.
Yeah.
The defense, oh my goodness, is this not just a shell of the defense we're used to in Seattle?
Yeah. We
It's
ain't used to
it's
it anymore though. We used to what we've been
yeah.
seeing lately.
I help me with it because I see Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs.
How, how dumb does that trade look now?
Yeah, yeah. Because Jamal hadn't looked like himself, and it's not like he's got a he needs a team around him. I feel like
Yeah. It how
because even
it,
those Jets teams had some studs on defense.
bro, it's almost ironic that like Jamal Adams was like he became the only one on the Jets defense, and like the cupboard was bare when they got rid of all those pieces, and then he got traded away, and now the
And
cupboard
now
is
nothing.
bare.
I
It's
wonder if he's
in
going to try to
Seattle.
trigger another trade.
Oh God, don't do that.
All
Don't
right.
do that.
Well, you said storyline. They got Denver week 1. They play the Lions. I think the Lions hand it to them. They play the
Mhm.
Saints, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and then of course their gauntlet of a division.
Right.
I got 2-3 games.
It just sounds funny when you say a team is going to win 2 or 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, for as much as we want to talk ourselves into the positives of a team, like the reality sets in when you start looking at the schedule. And you're like, damn, they going up against them.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So you got who's dead last in the AFC?
dead last in AFC is the Houston Texans. The Lovey Smith led Houston Texans.
Come
Uh,
on, Davis Mills don't get more love than that.
I mean, he didn't look particularly good this past weekend either, man. And like, you want to see more progression from him, especially how he went last season. I mean, and like Brandon Cooks, yes, Brandon Cooks is
About
still
to
in the
say,
league.
who's he throwing to?
He's still consistent, but like his he's washed in only because he's in Houston. Like they like he's not gonna get that kind of pub, even though he's been very consistent and still able to do some things. I mean, Nico Collins is also another good player.
They just don't
But
have the
they just
talent.
don't have a lot, man. They do not have a lot here. There's a lot left, a lot left to be desired. Looking at this roster here, and they did infuse a little bit of youth movement on the back end with Jalen Petrie and Derek Stingley, but these are rookies who are going to get very extensive playing time. So like they'll have plenty of opportunity, but it's going to be trial by fire. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like Derek Stingley, he's still a rookie. Like he didn't look particularly great the other night. He had some good plays, good coverage at times, but like you got to expect him to get washed at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Petrie as well. So I just don't see it, man. They don't have a lot of talent here. I like Damian Pierce as well. But Lovey Smith gonna run that Lovey Smith defense, and last I checked, it was getting torched. So I don't expect it to be very different. Maybe he proves me wrong. I don't see it for him. I just don't see it.
No, not with the
Yeah,
teams they got to play.
yeah, yeah. And looking at their schedule, man, I mean, out the gate, Indianapolis and Denver. You know what I'm saying? So I like all these teams that we talked about. As far as on my side, not looking at the NFC at this point, but like they should not be favored in a lot of their games. And the teams that they're going against, like you look at their schedule, and like every week is like they're going against a stronger team than they are theoretically on paper.
Right.
So I can't reasonably say that they should win any of the games, but like I think
I mean, they got to take someone down.
that's what I'm saying.
At
So
some point, they're going to
it's
be like, they
coming
beat who?
somewhere. Yeah, it's coming somewhere. I just don't know where it's going to be, man. So I mean, like even though I haven't said a lot of wins for a lot of these teams, let's set it at two, and
Okay.
we'll just for
And we'll
all
go
of them,
from
we'll
there.
just set it
Okay.
at two and go for all of them.
Okay. All right. Last place in the NFC, it's the Chicago Bears. The cupboard. Talk about the cupboard just being bare. Like
Yeah,
Justin Fields, my man, run, run.
yeah.
You're gonna be running anyway. Fields
Oh
gonna be running
man.
for his life. His Pringle and Mooney. Like that's your 1 and 2.
it's it's all over your face how bad
Yeah.
you think this roster is, man. Like, I feel like look at Drew's face and tell me that he does not have genuine empathy for Justin Fields'
I feel
safety.
bad for it. I think he's a good player. I think he, under the right circumstances, if he was in a Baltimore situation where the team, or like Trey Lance in San Francisco, like the team was built around him,
Right.
I think he'd be in a great situation. But oh my God, they're going to get him killed.
Man, I mean, you hate to see it. That's what I was saying. Like, I think we asked the question, kind of a call back to a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
Go back
that's what got
and
me
watch
thinking.
that
I was
one.
like, man, I do feel bad for this dude.
Yeah, man. Like, I would if I was him, and if they don't get drastically better very quick, I'm out. Like, I'm
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Same for Robert Quinn and Eddie Jackson on the
Yeah,
defense, especially if Roquan Smith's gone. Like I'm
yeah.
putting in my papers right after him.
But they are a team full of hitchhikers. They are on the side of the road with signs trying to get out of town, man. You know,
Yeah, but
or they
talking
should be.
about how truly games that they might beat the Texans. They do.
Right.
We do get our two projected worst teams in week 3 when the Bears play Houston.
Oh, yeah.
But they got 49ers, Green Bay 1-2. That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do have an easy little go at it. They got Texans, Giants, Vikings, Commanders. So if they're going to get their wins, that's the time to do it.
I really hope that tell me that Chicago Green Bay game is not Monday Night Football. Don't do
No,
that Monday
it's
Night
Sunday
Football.
night and it's prime time.
Oh my God. Why?
So maybe
Like
some will get flexed. Maybe they'll suck so bad week 1 that they'll get
they ain't first time ever. Early season flex.
flexed.
Yeah, man.
But no, I got
Nice.
them winning same gold standard 2-3. One
Right.
two one
If
one
you
maybe
one of
one.
these teams, like you probably getting
Yeah,
two games.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So hey, bet the over. If you're high on these teams, bet the over, baby.
yeah,
Bet the
yeah,
over.
yeah.
There's
Well,
silver lining there. There's some money in your pockets.
there's our team previews for the 2022 NFL season. Tune in next week. We'll be talking about our MVP predictions. We're going to talk, maybe bring on some friends, talk fantasy football. We'll see how it goes. Maybe check in with some of our correspondents you've seen from past episodes. Might have a couple surprises for you,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. So tune in next week for our overall season preview. And then after that, it's week 1. We're ready to go. Shawn, where can they find you?
At the Kid Suds on Twitter, at nickel underscore dom FB on Twitter, and at nickel underscore dom football on the IG. Drew, what about
IG.
you, man?
At Laugh with Harrison on Instagram, DrewHarrisonComedy.com. Check out the special that drops tomorrow. So check that out.
Hey, let's go.
We'll see you next week.